It's all going to start with this bizarre, with this weird experience you are going to have at around the beginning of this week. This experience is going to be weird, it's going to be bizarre, and it's going to be completely unplanned and completely spontaneous. When it comes to this strange experience, my gorgeous Scorpioni, maybe something like a little bit unpleasant and a little bit bizarre, it's going to happen. But it is going to bring the best out in you. You will open your eyes and you are gonna have such a great sense of urgency. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to have such a great sense of urgency to actually transform your goals and your ideas that you've had on your mind for a while into reality. So this weird, bizarre experience, oh my God, it's going to make an instant impact on your life. It doesn't matter what are you gonna see exactly. It doesn't matter what's gonna happen to you exactly. It doesn't matter what you will go through exactly, my gorgeous Scorpione. But the bottom line is that this weird experience is going to bring the best out in you. It's something is gonna happen and your eyes are going to open and you are gonna have this great sense of urgency to really kind of hurry up to do things you want to do in your life. But in particular, when it comes to this ideals these ideas and goals you've had for a while. So that's why you're gonna be like, you know what, I don't care, now it's time to transform these ideas and these goals into reality. You are just also at the same time gonna feel so confident. You're gonna feel so confident because you will know that you've got all the resources you possibly need in order to do this and in order to kind of do something about it immediately. So here, my gorgeous Scorpione, there is, something really specific you're going to do. There is something really specific you're gonna do connected to you kind of starting this process already, and this in itself, it's like going to become the beginning of such a beautiful adventure here. There is no doubt about it. So the moment in time you realize which ideas and goals do you want to hurry up with and which ideas and goals you want to transform into reality, at that moment in time there is somewhere you're going to need to do, somewhere you're going to need to go. There is something you're going to need to do immediately. There is some kind of a short trip or short journey you are going to need to make. And when it comes to this short trip and short journey, you are really going to go to speak to somebody immediately, but you're also going to be exploring something. At the same time, you will have an important conversation with somebody and you will be exploring your options. And once you start exploring your options, you're going to be feeling things more and more and more and more. And there is a major decision you're going to make. There is a major decision that you're going to make at that moment in time. And at that moment in time, the whole new venture, it's about to begin. This is going to be so important, my gorgeous Scorpione, because it's to do with like a new project, this is to do with the new projects, it's like to do with the new venture, and you are at the same time making your dream real, to be quite honest with you with this, because listen to me very carefully, this is to do with things you wanted to do for a while, and it's to do with things you had on your mind for a while. It's to do with certain goals, and it's to do with certain ideas, and yes, it's going to be it's going to be a bit of a hard work to start with. It's going to be a little bit of a hard work to start with, but then at the same time, this is going to bring a steady progress into your life. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. And it is going to be hard work, but just do it. Do it, do it, do it, my gorgeous Scorpione. You really are going to move forward with your life like never before in terms of how fast things are going to start unfolding in your life after this moment in time. And you're also like kind of going to be sticking to the plan at the same time. You will be sticking to the plan. You are staying on your own path. You're following the path that's intended for you. Yes, you had these ideas and these goals on your mind for absolute ages, but there is a reason why. Because this time in between was ever so important when it comes to you gathering this particular experience. You're gonna need to actually deal with this, you know. And at the same time, you are finding yourself on this path, which is like really intended for you. When it comes to you following your destiny, you cannot go wrong here whatsoever. In like about 3 to 4 months, my gorgeous Scorpione, something absolutely major, something really big, it's going to happen in terms of you, oh my God, realizing what's happening in your life, realizing what have you done, you know, realizing what an impact on your life this has made. In 3 to 4 months time, when it comes to this venture, and when it comes to these ideas or ventures and ideas, you know, when it comes to this when it comes to these ideas, you know, in 3 to 4 months time, you're going to achieve something really brilliant. You're going to feel so proud of yourself, and you will realize like, oh my God, I just reached milestone. Literally in 3 to 4 months, your achievement that you are going to have when it comes to this, you will want to celebrate, because you're also going to realize, oh my God, like that, you know, it's all about these solid foundations being built that you can build so much upon right now and take things even further. Absolutely brilliant, like, oh my goodness. And look, my gorgeous Scorpione, where is it? I just wanted to take these tarot cards. Look, and it just came to me, like when it comes to this venture and when it comes to this new beginning, my gorgeous Scorpione, when it comes to this new venture, when it comes to this new project, you know, look, it just came to me. I just needed to shuffle these cards, my goodness. I just needed, look, it's also a really big burden in your life. It's going to come to an end. A really big, but you see, now on one hand, you've got the beginning of a beautiful project, you've got the beginning of a beautiful venture, but then on another hand, you also have like a really big problem, a really, really big burden in your life. It's going to come to an end, and this is really going to so pleasantly surprise you. You will see a really big problem and a really big burden in your life will come to an end. And that particular problem and that particular burden has been also like kind of preventing you so much from starting new adventures and new ventures in life. You see, that particular burden has been preventing you from starting new ventures and new adventures in life. Okay, so this is why this is going to be so important. And this particular burden that I'm talking about, it's really to do with something that has been in your life for a while, but only now it's actually going to come to an end. Believe me or not, that particular burden was part of your journey in terms of you realizing a really specific lesson. And I know that this sounds really bizarre, but that burden was needed for you to go through in order to realize a really, really specific lesson that right now, when you start this new project, a new venture, you're not going to repeat again. So you're going to be reminded of this burden. There is no doubt about it. There is going to be a really surprising news and surprising message you're going to have. This is going to blow you away. You know, at around the time when you do think about starting this new venture, a new project, and as soon as you go to talk to that person, as soon as things start to happen, and as soon as you make the first move, whatever this is, a day or two later, there is going to be a surprising message which is going to surprise you beautifully, and you will know that a certain burden has come to an end, like a really big burden. That's something that happened to you at the time when you had such a negative change in circumstances. But the reason why this is happening right now is just for you to really not make, you know, this crucial mistake. I know, it sounds a bit like doo-doo-doo-doo, but it's just going to be brilliant. So you will know, you will be reminded of this burden, you will reflect on it in a completely different way. But most importantly, right now, this is happening so you do not make the same mistake again. So this is why I felt the need to take this tarot card out indeed. And also, my gorgeous Scorpioni, when it comes to the beginning of this week, do you know what? Somebody's going to be like a little bit rude to you. Somebody's going to be like a little bit of a rude, somebody's going to be a little bit rude to you. And I know that you will be speaking to somebody, you know, like a couple of days after this moment in time, you're going to be speaking to somebody, and this is going to, that person is going to be a little bit rude to you, because you are going to be talking about, it's going to be like a really strong communication, some kind of a debate in between you and somebody else, and you will be talking to this person about this new idea that you're going to have, and this person being rude to you is going to create a little bit of an inner conflict, my gorgeous Scorpioni, and you're going to feel almost like kind of a little bit exhausted, like you want to give up when it comes to this new idea that you're going to have, but it's only because this person is not going to be able to understand your point of view. And it's just, listen to me very carefully. You must not, this is a little challenge, that you must not really, you must not kind of, you need to take this challenge very seriously. You must not allow this challenge to take the better of you. So this new idea, I hope this is not too confusing, okay? So when I started this reading, I said, you know, it's time to transform your ideas and your goals, you know, into reality, okay? And then I told you that you're going to be talking to somebody, and then you're going to, thank God, realize, you know, like, oh my God, that how important it is for you to like kind of do something about it immediately. And then a couple of days later, I said that you're going to have a very strong conversation with somebody different now, somebody different. You're going to have a very strong conversation, and you will be speaking to this particular person, and you will say to that person, this is the challenge that you need to really be very strong about, because there is an additional idea, new idea that you are going to have, and it's going to be connected to this new venture, okay? Listen to me very carefully. I know this may sound confusing, and I'm sorry, but sometimes the readings are a little bit complex. So first of all, I said you're going to have a chance transform your ideas and goals into reality, and then you're going to be speaking to somebody, and then thank God you're going to make the right decision by taking this very seriously, and at the same time you will be sticking to such an important plan in your life, because you have been thinking about these ideas and these goals for absolute ages. And then a couple of days later you are going to go to talk to somebody else, and it's to do with a new idea, but it's to do with these ideas and goals connected to that, but it's a brand new idea, but it's connected to that. And you will be talking to somebody who is like a very professional and very clued up when it comes to things like that. And this is why this is going to throw you out of balance a little bit, because the response from that person is going to be like, no baby, no, this is where I need you to be strong, I need you to remain strong. Maybe put a little bit of a black tourmaline, like a massive black tourmaline stone into your pocket, so you can protect yourself. You know, this black tourmaline can protect you from this negative energy that will be coming towards you from this person. But you need to understand that this new idea that you are going to have, it's going to be brilliant, it's something really good, something major. And you also need to understand this is part of the challenge. This person is going to try to put you off from something that you feel so strongly in your soul, in your spirit, and something that you want to incorporate into these ideas and you know, into these ideas and goals. You know, something you want to incorporate into it. You see what I mean? So a couple of days later you will be talking to somebody else who is pretty much so clued up and wise when it comes to that particular subject. It's the person who is experienced when it comes to that particular subject, and this is what's going to put you off. Oh my God, the response from that person is going to be like, no baby, no. They're not going to be able to understand you and your point of view, because with this idea, it's something, it's going to bring the best out in you when it comes comes to your own individuality, something very, very individual. So of course that lots of other people are not going to be able to understand where exactly you're coming from. But for the love of God, I really need you to understand that this is like a bit of a blessing in disguise. But as long as you stay true to yourself, don't allow this to put you off. Don't allow this person to put you off. Sometimes we can be on the right path, and sometimes we've got all sorts of crazy challenges like this one, because it's to do with somebody who's so wise and so clever when it comes to this subject. But just remember, things are coming from you. Things need to come from you. So if you feel something strongly, even if you're talking to somebody who's so experienced in that particular level, when it comes to this, you still must not allow this person to like kind of take over. So you will be talking about this new idea, and this person is going to be like, no baby, no. And then this is going to create a little bit of an inner conflict. You're almost going to feel like a little bit exhausted, you know, and you're almost going to feel like you want to give up, to be quite honest with you, just because this particular person couldn't understand where you were coming from. And listen to me very carefully. So now, as I said, this is your challenge. You need to stay true to yourself. This is your challenge, my gorgeous Scorpione. You need to stay true to yourself. By staying true to yourself, you're also setting boundaries. By staying true to yourself, you're doing the right thing. By staying true to yourself, you're protecting your own energy. And also, most importantly, so don't change your mind. Don't change your mind about this new idea. Please don't. There is a reason why you have such a strong energy, you know, coming from it. Do you know what I mean? There is a reason. There is a reason why. And what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Scorpione, so that's a challenge. Even if this experienced person doesn't agree with what you've mentioned when it comes to this new idea connected to this first part of this reading, then what I want you to understand is that throughout this whole time, so you will have a strong conversation, communication with this particular person, like a strong debate, and you're going to feel a little bit disappointed what this person is going to tell you and the way they're going to react. You're going to be so excited about this idea, and this person will be like, no baby, no. And then automatically you will go down, you will feel negative. But you need to understand that at the same time, there is this other person who is going to be on your mind. Somebody close to you. Somebody important to you. So maybe at the same time, while you're having this strong conversation and while you're debating this, at the same time you will have this other person on your mind, somebody gorgeous, somebody beautiful, somebody who's going to pop in and out of your mind throughout this conversation. It's normally to do with people who are very close to us, like us thinking and planning in our mind how we're going to say to this person what happened now without even realizing. You know, so there is this particular person, somebody gorgeous, somebody who you normally say things to, somebody who's very close to you, maybe your partner, maybe your family member, maybe your best friend, but somebody is going to be on your mind throughout. Whoever this is a beautiful person, is a gorgeous person in every possible way. And you're also going to have that person in your mind because you will kind of not be able to wait to say to this person what actually happened, because you're going to be blown away by the whole thing. And I pray to God that you don't forget about that particular person who you are going to have in your mind. Please, 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 you need to share with that person what happened. This is going to leave a bit of a bitter taste in your mouth, no doubt about it, my gorgeous Scorpione. But please, for the love of God, just remember that I need you to really go and share with this person what just happened to you, whoever this is. You know, because you will be thinking, oh my God, I can't wait to let this person know what just happened, blah, blah, blah. So don't forget about it. I need you to make this your next destination. Go to that person immediately and tell them what just happened. Tell them what just happened, my gorgeous Scorpione, because now this person is really going to reassure you. This person is going to reassure you, and this person is going to tell you something, some kind of a crucial information when it comes to all this, which is going to really surprise you. This person is going to confirm to you that that idea is absolutely amazing, and then you're going to realize that that other person has also got some kind of experience like connected to that particular idea from the past, and you didn't even know this. This particular person is going to reassure you so much, so beautifully, and it's also going to give you such an important information when it comes to this idea, and you know, when it comes to this idea, what exactly do you need to do? And this is really a lot to do with a long-term strategy, but then again, it's more about you knowing that you're on the right path, that you are doing the right thing. So that's why, for the love of God, I really hope that you are indeed going to go to talk to that person who's going to reassure you and who's going to confirm to you that this idea is absolutely brilliant. And on top of that, this particular person is going to give you this crucial information. This is really, really, really going to pleasantly surprise you, my gorgeous Scorpione, like, oh my God, absolutely brilliant indeed. And also and also, my gorgeous Scorpione, after that moment in time, you know, I really strongly recommend you to maybe like take a little break, you know, and recharge your batteries. You know, I always talk about how important that actually is. Just after that, it's gonna feel like you went through quite a few things, you know, so quickly in such a short period of time. And I really strongly recommend you to go and recharge your batteries. Do something that makes you feel good. It could be anything. Maybe something spiritual, maybe walking in the forest, maybe walking in nature in general, maybe grounding yourself in nature. Maybe you just need to to have like a bit of a meditation or something. I need to tell you this because this moment, it's going to be also quite crucial for you, because it's more about you kind of realizing something really important. You will realize something really, really important. You will realize which change in your life do you want so badly. And it's just going to come to you like such an insight, you know, which change in your life you want badly. But that in itself, it's not about which change do you want. It's more about what exactly do you need to leave behind, like immediately. What exactly do you need to leave behind immediately? And this insight, as an insight like that, where you're going to so strongly feel about it, it's going to happen to you for the first time ever. And it's crucial and it's important to do something about it immediately, because after that moment in time, there is so much which is going to unpack for you. Listen to me very carefully. We need to walk away. We need to kind of release, you know, things that no longer serve us. And this is true in order to make space for the new things, you know, for new things in our lives. And this is true because the new beginning and new things are not going to happen and are not going to manifest until we are ready and prepared, you know, to walk away from things that no longer serve us. And at that moment in time, we will make a space for new things. You see, otherwise it's all going to be imbalanced. So this is why to clear your head, it's ever so important. And also, my gorgeous Scorpione, when it comes to the meat part of this week, you are really going to, you know, have this beautiful spiritual experience. At around the mid of this week, you are going to have such a beautiful spiritual experience. And it's not only that, it's like you are going to find out exactly it's not only like you having a beautiful spiritual experience, but it is something really beautiful and spiritual. It's actually going to happen. And I think that it's really a lot to do with you maybe looking at a group of spiritual people, looking at a group of like-minded souls, you know, like-minded spirits, or looking at a person who is like-minded soul and a like-minded spirit. So maybe you will be looking at this group of people or person, or maybe you're going to be around them. It really depends, but there is something really spiritual going to be going on. Something really spiritual and beautiful. And I know that these people or a person are going to be talking about some kind of a subject, oh my God, that you're so interested in. As soon as you hear about that subject, the first thing on your mind, it's going to be like, oh my God, I absolutely love this subject. It's like people normally don't talk about this everywhere. I can't hear about it everywhere, all the time. It's just something that you really are going to be pleasantly surprised when you hear it. But the bottom line is, when it comes to this beautiful spiritual experience, you're also, my God, there is something that you're going to hear. There is something that you're going to hear. Something is going to open your mind, and you will know exactly which steps do you need to take when it comes to something that you have been blaming yourself for absolute ages. Because it's about a certain problem, it's about a certain very, very difficult issue, my gorgeous Scorpione, something very, very personal, something that happened to you and created an absolutely major, major problem in your life indeed. And this is what you're going to be reminded of. And it's something that you have been blaming yourself for absolute ages, something that you did in your past that you're not too proud of, because it kind of did cause a lot of problems later on. Even to this day, you still have problems because of that. So something that affected you greatly, not only when it comes to your mentality and spirituality, but also when it comes to things in general, like practical things in life. Everything has been affected, and you ended up, it's to do with this negative experience, negative change in circumstances from your past, and you just ended up basically blaming yourself. And this has also kind of gave you lots of sleepless nights, a little bit of an insomnia, because you felt like you had some missed opportunities because of that as well. And this has also like kind of created like a creative block in your life as well. It made you feel like a little bit unhappy, and this really is to do with rather unpleasant memories. This in general is to do with that time of your life where you have so many maybe unpleasant memories, and this is also going to be a sign that when it comes to understanding which part of your life, which aspect of your life from a very long time ago do you need to revisit, in order to heal. But it's all about you kind of identifying and understanding that this particular situation, whatever happened in your past, did create some kind of a major trauma. And this is for the first time that you're actually going to realize this. And now, when it comes to this beautiful spiritual experience, you will really understand which steps do you need to take in order to resolve the problem that happened then and there, for example, but also so you will do something really specific. So it's to do with the problem that was created in general, some kind of a problem, some kind of an issue. But all this was at the same time, above all, really did affect you in such a negative way, where you ended up like kind of seeing this as some kind of a difficult and very heavy trauma. We need to know and need to be aware of the fact that we are suffering from some kind of a trauma, or have some kind of a trauma, so we can kind of heal. We can heal, because the problem is that lots of people in this world, they go forward in life, they do things in life, but they're not even realizing that they're having certain traumas, that they had them all their lives. But each of these traumas are playing its own role when it comes to us being slowed down so much in our life, when we could do so much more and we could be so much more successful. But we are not going to be able to deal with our own traumas unless we identify them. So there are two big mamas coming out of this. On one hand, you will know what you will be able to do with the problem that was created at the time when you had this type of trauma. And then on another hand, you're also going to realize after that, as I said, that you've actually had a big trauma out of it. And I don't think you realized this before. And this in itself, it's also going to start this process of you moving forward, you revisiting the past to heal. And you are not going to be clinging to the past anymore, which is ever so important. Absolutely brilliant. You see, you are most certainly going to have a completely different perspective on this whole situation, purely because you are going to find yourself being in the right place at the right time, being surrounded by the right people, the right person, or looking at the right people and at the right person. We do find out things we would never ever find out otherwise. It's always, always, always to do with those gorgeous people who we feel a really spiritual connection towards. And this is exactly what's going to happen here, how it's all going to happen, you know, because you're going to feel drawn towards this person or a group of people because you share the same path when it comes to something really specific in terms of spirituality. But see where this is actually going to take you. Absolutely brilliant, like, oh my God. And by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpione, this is brilliant, you know. I'm so happy for you. I'm not saying that you had problems with your finances or your financial situation, but I'm seeing this here pretty much so very prominent, that not that you're going to have problems with finances, but in fact I see the complete opposite at around the end of this week. At around the end of this week, it's all about this news and message you're going to have. You will know it's a lot to do with this financial stability. It's a lot to do with financial stability. You're gonna feel so happy, and at the same time, you know, it's all about you kind of feeling so rewarded because of this. So it really is some kind of a message or some kind of information you're going to have. It's going to make you feel so happy because based on this message and based on this information, you will know that your finances are going to be so much better off, and things are going to start looking up for you when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your financial situation, and when it comes to your financial stability in general. So you will know also that a really negative stage, something really bad and something really negative that has been affecting your finances and your financial situation, it's actually coming to an end. And this is why you are going to feel so happy. This is why you're going to feel so positive, and this is why you are going to feel so enthusiastic, because at the same time you're going to realize how clever you are. How clever have you been? Because this is the direct result of your, not only the direct result of your own efforts, but you did something very smart and very clever when it comes to you enjoying this financial stability right now, which is going to make all this victory even sweeter, even better, even more prominent indeed. And also, my gorgeous Scorpione, this in itself is literally going to lead towards you realizing, you know, that, you know, and then after that, my gorgeous Scorpione, after this moment in time, you are going to, you know, it's going to be some kind of a social gathering, there are going to be people around, you know, and this is also going to be quite spontaneous, to be quite honest with you. This is going to be completely unplanned. You're going to find yourself like being part of this social gathering. Maybe this is like, you know, these are going to be people who you work with, if you work, you know, for example. But the bottom line is that this social gathering, there is something so spontaneous about it here. This is really going to surprise you. Or you're just gonna maybe have a phone call or have some kind of a news, some kind of invitation, which is you will know, like, that you need to go to some kind of social gathering. But there is some kind of spontaneous social gathering going to happen at around the end of this week. You will be enjoying yourself. You will be surrounded by some really interesting people, some really impressive people, some very kind of inspiring people. And you need to understand that the next phase of your life is about to begin. The moment in time you hear what you are going to hear, you're gonna, you know, it's like you will most certainly become fully aware of something. There is, what you're gonna become fully aware of is, it's to do with you kind of realizing that there is something that you really want to explore like so badly. There is something you really want to explore so badly. There is something really you want to do so badly, because this is all about you kind of realizing what's missing in your life. What's missing in your life when it comes to this social gathering, when it comes to you enjoying yourself, when it comes to you having a great time. There are lots of things that people are going to be talking about, and you're really going to be enjoying yourself like there is no tomorrow. But most certainly by those things, you know, you are, when it comes to what exactly you're going to become fully aware of, it's really a lot to do with you, oh my God, realizing how certain things, what exactly is missing in your life, and what exactly you want to explore so badly. This is the moment in time you start exploring this. Oh my God, this in itself is going to become this new direction in life. This new direction in life, this new direction in life, it's about to make itself known to you, my gorgeous Scorpione. And you are gonna, do you know what I mean? It's like a new direction in life, but it's really a lot to do with your lifestyle. It's a lot to do with your lifestyle. It's a lot to do with your life. It's a lot to do with things you're doing on daily basis. It's a lot to do with you are missing out of what you're missing out on in life. It's all about you enjoying your life to its fullest, you know. It's all about you realizing this. This is a lot to do with your lifestyle, and the certain changes that are going to be so imminent for you to make in order for you to enjoy yourself every day, every day. Why would you be waiting for the certain time, you know, to enjoy yourself? This is about you making your whole quality of life in general. Maybe when it comes to your immediate environment, you know, you making certain changes and understanding what do you need to do, what's going to be imminent for you. This is the time of changes. So this is the moment in time when the new phase, if in your life it's about to begin, the moment in time you realize what's missing in your life. At that moment in time you will start exploring, and you're going to find yourself at this new direction in life. But it's to do with your lifestyle. It's to do with your lifestyle, okay? I so strongly need you to understand that this is again to do with exactly who you are and what exactly you need the most at this stage of your spiritual journey. No matter what's happening in your life, you need to make space for this as well. And I know that you're gonna find this quite challenging, because it's gonna need like a really big step that you will want to make. This is really going to surprise you, how adamant you're going to feel. And you're going to find this risky, because you're going to need to, this is going to be involving like a really big giant step you will need to make. You're really going to surprise yourself the way you're going to feel. This is going to be really challenging and risky, but you will be drawn like there is no tomorrow. And I know that later on you're going to be talking to this gorgeous person who is so down to earth, my gorgeous Scorpione. You will be talking to this gorgeous person, and this gorgeous person is really again somebody down to earth. You will be talking to somebody down to earth. And again, when it comes to this particular person that you will be talking to, it's like this particular person, it's like kind of going to suggest something to you as well. It's going to suggest something to you, and this suggestion, it's like not going to make this sound as risky anymore whatsoever. So this is why you should take this suggestion very, very seriously indeed. So now, my gorgeous Scorpione, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what's going to be an additional tarot card of the week. Let's just see what's going to be an additional tarot message of the week. Nope. Oh, no, we don't want them upside down. Why they're like all around the place, sisters? Sorry, my gorgeous Scorpione, I can't stand when they're, oh my God, they're all like upside down. Maybe they were meant to be upside down. No, they're not meant to be upside down if I don't feel like they should be upside down. See, do you know what I mean? It's all about like how you feel at that moment in time, the way you respond to tarot cards, you know. Every tarot card, it's like sometimes means something completely different. It depends in which context and the way you feel. It depends on the energy. You know what I mean anyway. So now my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to shuffle this tarot card. Tarot. Please don't do that. I'm going to shuffle these tarot cards. Look, I'm going to take this off. So the tarot card that flicked is like, this is what you're going to need to pay attention to before I go any further. Something is going to make you feel a little bit sad. Something is about to make you feel a little bit... Oh, see, I almost forgot. I almost forgot, baby. Something is going to make you feel... Here, there you go. Before people say, oh, I can't hear you. See. Come to mama. Like this, I think. Something is going to make you feel like a little bit sad. You see? And I think what is actually, this is just flipped out, what is going to make you feel really sad is that, oh God, a young spirit will be going through certain difficulties. A young spirit in your life will be going through certain difficulties. You need to do your best to help out this younger spirit. That younger spirit is going to need your help. A beautiful younger spirit, somebody very innocent, somebody very beautiful, is having all sorts of difficult things when it comes to their life. And that person needs an immediate change. That younger spirit needs an immediate change. And you're the one who can make this happen. So maybe where that younger spirit is going to, on daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis, where that younger spirit going to regularly, that needs to change. It needs to change. You need to change the places so you can protect this person, because this younger spirit is going to find himself around some not really nice people. And this is why I need you to take this very, very seriously. Do you understand what I mean? You can make an impact on this young person's life, but you need to change where this person is going to. It needs like a different place. It needs to be different place, and it needs to be it needs to be like a different place in order to be surrounded by different people, because those people that this person is surrounded by are having a very negative impact on this person's life. And if it goes like a longer and longer and longer, this person is going to be like affected, you know, like a, I don't want to say permanently, but you know what I mean. So okay. So now my gorgeous Scorpioni, let's just see what's going to be an additional tarot message. There you go. Also, there is something really specific you will want to learn. There is something really little you will want to learn, something for the first time ever, and whatever you will want to learn, it's also like kind of going to be so good for your kind of like a spirituality. This is to do with like a spiritual things. I really feel what you will want to learn. There is something really spiritual that you will want to learn, that you will want to even try maybe for the first time. And this is also a great sign that you're moving forward in your life. Okay, so whatever there is, like in spiritual terms you want to learn, you need to take very, very seriously, because this is part of you moving forward in your life. But it's also the same time going to bring some really beautiful person in your life as well. Okay, that's what you need to understand. The moment in time you feel like you want to learn something, but it's to do with your own spirituality, at that moment in time you need to understand, you need to you need to step into it immediately. And the sooner you do this, this is actually going to start this process where somebody so beautiful, it's about to enter your life. And this is it, my gorgeous Scorpioni here. Somebody is going to like kind of like really irritate you, and I did mention that before, that somebody is going to irritate you, but this is the situation I've seen before. But you have to like kind of really ignore this. you know, this person who is not going to understand your idea. Sadly, this is repeating now because it's really important. It's to do with that particular person here who is not going to understand your idea, but the tarot cards are bringing you an additional information, confirmation that this idea is going to be ridiculous, is going to be ridiculously rewarding for you. So this is why you need to take it very, very seriously indeed. Hello my gorgeous people, just to let you know, I've just started monthly subscriptions, monthly paid subscriptions, and the more people subscribe to this channel, you know, through monthly paid subscriptions, more content I'm going to be able to make. And this is why this is going to be so important. If you would like to subscribe to this channel through this monthly paid subscription in order to help me to keep this channel going, you will see the link is going to be in the description below. And thank you so much, because I will be ever so grateful.